traders, welcome back to another price action trading lesson. So today's market started out with this uptrend working higher, and then it quickly reversed into this downtrend working lower here. There was some tiny overshoot that reversed the market, but when I was initially watching this live, the market didn't open to around this area here. But when I was initially watching this live, I was really monitoring this area to see if prices would push above the EMA and we would get another retest of this uptrend. I wasn't given on the fact that this significant leg working higher could get a retest, but you can see this was the final leg here. When we pushed back below the EMA back and broke this lower low, it was clear that market was now reversing and we're reversing into this wider downtrend here. So we have another break and then a sharp move down here, which is an overshoot here, oversold territory. So with this overshoot of this downtrend, we can expect a stronger correction. We could break the channel or potentially reverse the market. So when I was watching this live, I had something like this to start. Uptrend with a break and a new high. So I was looking for some failed second entry long here to get the retest of this downtrend. But you can see EMA ended up rejecting and pushing higher. So I still wasn't giving up on this downtrend needing a new low. Because according to trendline rule, we should get a new extreme here, but once again, overshoot has the potential of reversing the market. So I was looking here, and I was looking for the failed second entry long push below the EMA, but you can see we pushed up again, and then we pushed up again. Okay, so then I started thinking to myself, okay, here, there could be some wider uptrend in play, so let's be patient and see what price action does. If the EMA holds in this area, I need to adapt, overshoot kicked in, and reverse the market. If we push below the EMA here, and get some downtrend working lower, we could resume the bearish bias and get the new low here. But you can see prices continued working higher. So at this point, I gave up on the idea of getting a new low. We were chased way too much of this downtrend here. So at this point, I'm expecting this uptrend in play. I'm expecting a new high according to trendline rule. So I'm looking for some second entry long at the EMA here. So you can see first entry is working. So this is a nice move up. So according to trendline rule, I'm expecting a new high. So when we get to this point, you have a first entry long pullback, second entry long here, but you're way too far from the EMA. So I'd really like to see something at the EMA, potential double trap. And you can see here, we actually have somewhat of a triple test as well. First bounce, second bounce, third bounce. So there's a nice signal bar here. I would be interested in some double trap because you can see the first entry longs got trapped, the second entry longs got trapped. So a double trap will be a decent setup combined with a triple test. It'd be a great setup to take advantage of. You can see the first leg down break, second leg down. So perfect two-legged pullback. I'd be interested in some double trap here. And you can see we get it, but it closes with a weak signal bar below the EMA. So I was patient here. I was hoping to see some stronger signal bar. But for the reasons that I just spoke about, it fits very well combined with the triple test, two-legged pullback, uptrend needs a new high according to trendline rule. And look at it go. We get a higher low here, but it didn't trigger. And two, if it triggered, you're buying right into these highs here. So I'd really like to see the higher low a little bit lower, maybe some tick lower here. Then a higher low here would have been decent. But this is just way too close into these highs. But sure enough, we get the new high. So perfect setup, just formed a little bit bad on my chart. So I'm pausing, looking to go long. I wouldn't have this channel here just yet. I want to see what the next market cycle is going to be. Are we going to continue working higher, sideways? Are we going to reverse? Let's see what happens next. You can see EMA is actually holding prices. They had a chance to reverse the market here, but they didn't exactly reverse the market. Got a break, potential new attempt to create a new extreme or back above the EMA. So this is the first sign that there could be potentially some wider channel. It's still too early for the wider channel, but let's see what happens next. So we push higher. So I'm already starting to think about some wider channel like this, but I really want to see one more push face to confirm this wider channel at this point. You get a first entry long pullback, second entry long, somewhat of another double trap. Here, another nice two-legged pullback. I was really looking for the next push phase here. I wanted to see one more break of these higher highs to trust this wider channel. You're already getting bullish signs given that it rejected here and then it rejected here instead of reversing. So you could potentially consider something here, but you can see on my chart, it formed really bad. But if you had some better bar on this double trap, not a bad setup to consider, because the bear should have reversed here after new high. They should have reversed, and the fact that the EMA, or more so this potential trend line, held, and then they failed to reverse again and it held and created another higher high, is a very good sign that there could potentially be some wider channel. So I really wanted to see some nice confirmation setup, and a double trap would be sufficient. It just formed very bad on my chart. And this is what I like to see. Another push phase starting. So you know for sure at this point that this wider channel is in play. So I went ahead, you can see the market geometry here and it getting confirmed here. And I was playing something like this. So at this point, this is very clear. We're in a bullish channel. I'm looking for some second entry long at the EMA. You get a first entry long, and I think we got somewhat of a count reset here. So I really wanted to see some second entry long, but it pushed so high up on the first entry that it looks like you reset the count. So I was thinking about some second entry long again. You can see we push higher. You can treat this as a visual second entry long because you can see the first leg down, break, second leg down, but I really wanted to see it form better on my chart. And now we have another overshoot. Something like this. But once again, just like in this area where this overshoot could reverse the market or potentially reverse the market, it typically leads to a break of the channel. We would like to see a break in a new high with the overshoot and some failed second entry long below the EMA. In this case, we have a bullish channel. So with the overshoot, I like to see a break and new low of the correction and a failed second entry short above the EMA. So we have a leg working lower here. So if we get some second entry long we can't take because we have overshoot. And you can see the bears attempted to create a new low here, and they attempted to create a new low the second time and they failed. And we're back above the EMA. And then you can see them holding prices and they broke the higher high. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and delete the overshoot. And I'm going to go ahead and widen my channel because the overshoot should have created a stronger correction. With this first leg, we should have got a new low attempt. And the fact that the bulls are somewhat holding the EMA and they're creating higher highs here, 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 and then we broke the latest high, lets us know that this overshoot is not acting as overshoot, and we can go ahead and widen our channel. So at this point, we're back looking for some second entry long at the EMA. We get a first entry long, pull back second entry long here, but we're too far from the EMA. And then now we got that nice two-legged pullback. We have the first leg down here, second leg down again. This is exactly what we look for. So I was really hoping we can get some signal bar here, be a first entry long. Actually, this is still part of the first entry long. I thought that there was a break lower, but this is still part of the first entry long. So I was thinking about some second entry long here at the EMA. But you can see this bar formed bearish. So I was thinking maybe we can get a follow-up bar, second entry long here. Nice two-legged pullback, uptrend in play. But you can see we broke the EMA. So I need to be patient here. I was thinking about some higher low above the EMA. This is just a bit too aggressive because it's below the EMA. I needed to see something above the EMA. And you get a higher low here. The problem is that we're still below the EMA. I wanted to see something above the EMA here. So I was hoping for some failed second entry short above the EMA. And you do get the failed second entry short here. But at this point, we're way too sideways. The EMA is right in the middle of these bars. We're quite stacked. So I was a little bit patient here. I wanted to see it form a little bit cleaner, but this is the failed second entry short. It just forms stacked on my chart. And at this point, we can see that this downtrend was in play here. I'm thinking about some failed second entry short above the EMA, but if not, I need to see this downtrend play out and then another failed second entry short above the EMA. Because at this point, this is the first break of this main channel, so I'm expecting a new high according to trendline rule. So this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see. Downtrend, the break, and a new low. So I know I have a lot more confidence in the failed second entry short above the EMA. I could even consider a higher low if it forms very, very nicely because this downtrend already played out with a break and a new low. So let's see what happens. We're back above the EMA, which is great. You have a first entry short pullback, second entry short failure which is perfect. This is exactly what we look for. Failed second entry short. Downtrend played out with the break in a new extreme. Failed second entry short will be a perfect setup to go long. But you can see we got no trigger. It didn't trigger here. So I have to cancel my limit and wait for something to form. We're back below the EMA, but this move here was so significant that I'm not worried about this correction. I'm waiting to see some failed second entry short above the EMA because I'm really expecting a new high for this strong move up. But I need to see some push above the EMA. So at this point, I have another first entry short, pullback, second entry short, another failed second entry short. The problem is that this is mainly below the EMA. I need to see something form above the EMA. So I know that the bulls are stepping back into the market and they're going to want to see a retest of this new high. You get a higher low here, double bar entry, but it had no trigger and it didn't form that clean. But this is a higher low of the failed second entry short. We are above the EMA, so it'll be decent. It just didn't form that well on my chart. So at this point, I'm anticipating some wider channel and I'm looking for some second entry long at the EMA because this uptrend still needs a new high according to trendline rule. And we know the downtrend played out with the break in a new extreme at this point. We're back above the EMA, so we know that there's a good chance that the bulls are going to resume back into the market and expect a new high of this uptrend. I'm looking for some second entry long at the EMA. We have a first entry long here, and you can see the first entry long pulled prices up. So now I have this secondary channel up in play. If we get a break of this channel, I'm expecting a new high of this secondary channel and of the main channel. So these are great areas in the chart where two channels need a new high. So I'm expecting some second entry long at the EMA to get a new high of this channel and of the main channel. So there's definitely strong bullish bias in the market right now. But you can see we're already coming up on market close. The market's already about to close. So this is only for educational purposes at this point. But according to market structure, we expect the bulls to retest the new high at this point. And we're continuing working higher, but at this point, the market's already about to close. So this is all just for educational purposes. But this is exactly what you want to see for the bulls. This main uptrend needs a new high. The secondary uptrend is going to need a new high at this point. And we're expecting a new high according to trendline rule. Downtrend already played out with a break and a new extreme. So yeah, guys, we'll go through this market here in summary. We had an uptrend that had a small overshoot that ended up reversing the market. We had another overshoot here that instead of getting the new low, the overshoot reversed the market again. And we had this bullish channel, a nice two-legged pullback, a great double trap. This didn't form that well the signal bar. But you combine the double trap with this triple test, perfect price action, created a new high here. Instead of reversing the market, you can see the EMA kept holding prices and we're continuing pushing higher and pushing higher. Another double trap here that created another push phase. This wider channel is in play. We initially had overshoot, but you can see the overshoot was negated because the EMA kept holding prices here. And instead of reversing, it didn't act as overshoot, but continued to break the highest high. So we went ahead and widened the channel here. Now we got these nice two-legged pullbacks, but the second entry long unfortunately formed below the EMA. So we had to be patient here. We get a higher low, but once again, it formed below the EMA. And we even had the failed second entry short, but at this point, it just got way too stacked. But this is exactly what we're looking for. Failed second entry short after these two legs down. Unfortunately, it just got way too stacked at this point. You get a downtrend and play with a break and a new extreme. Exactly what we're looking for. And we just need that push above the EMA to resume the bullish bias. And sure enough, we get a push above the EMA. Exactly what we're looking for. Uptrend, this main uptrend needs a new high. Secondary uptrend needs a new high. A second entry long at the EMA would be perfect to capture a new high for both of these channels. Downtrend play with a break in a new extreme, so you know that the bulls are most likely to step into the market at this point. It's create a new high with these uptrends here. And now we're coming up on market close. So yeah, guys, today was a great day to trade. Very fun day. Very predictable price action. If this video has been beneficial to you guys, feel free to hit the like button below. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. I actually have a trading community where I post charts daily in real time. If that's of any interest to you guys, feel free to check out the link in the description below. But other than that, guys, I hope you guys had a good trading day, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.